Grandma's spooky story about a monster with countless eyes in the woods was meant to scare me into locking my windows. But when those eyes glared through my glass and stole my mom into the dark, I knew her tale was no lie. It's real and it's waiting for me. Summers at my grandparents' house in Knoxville, Tennessee were warm and quiet, but Grandma's creepy bedtime stories sent chills down my spine. One tale about a monster in the woods wasn't just a story. It was a terrifying truth that still haunts my every step. From the backyard, I watched my grandparents fish by their lake. Grandpa sat still, eyes on his fishing rod, waiting for a fish to tug. Grandma, though, stared at the dark woods across the water, her head tilted like something whispered to her. I thought she loved the tree's shadows, but a sick feeling grew in my stomach. Her stare felt wrong, like she saw something hiding in the dark. Their house, built in 2018, stood by the lake with a dock where Grandpa kept his baseboat. They were a kind, quiet couple, happy in their small world. My visits were tradition, and Grandma's warm smile always pulled me back. She was sweet, always saying yes to my wishes, but her stories were what I loved most. Grandpa shared tales of his army days, tough, brave stories of battles and friends. Grandma's stories were different, like magic. She told of naughty kids, kind neighbors, or nights in shining lands. Grandpa was strong, a great fisherman from his army training. He'd say with a grin, I loved riding in his boat, the lake glowing at sunrise, the motor's hum calming me. Every night, Grandma tucked me into the guest room under a soft quilt. Her rocking chair creaked as she told a new story, her voice warm but full of secrets. She avoided scary stories, knowing they spooked me, but when she told them, they felt so real. I could almost see monsters outside. One night, I lay under the quilt, waiting for her. The door clicked and she stepped in, her eyes shining with stories. Ready for a tale? She asked, her voice soft but strange, like she held something back. I nodded, my heart pounding. I wanted a scary story tonight. Grandma, tell me something spooky, I said, my voice shaky with excitement. Her eyes widened, worry flashing across her face. She glanced at the window, where the woods loomed in the moonlight. Then she sat on my bed, her smile tight. Those woods out there, she whispered, her voice low and eerie. I looked at the window, the trees' shadows twisting like claws. Cold fear gripped me, making my skin prickle. Something lives in those woods, she said, her words sharp. Every 7 years, it crawls out, a creature older than the hills, moving on all fours, hunting without a sound. My body froze, the air heavy with dread. Her scary stories were usually fake, but this felt too real, too close to the woods outside. It looks like a man, but it's wrong, she said, her eyes far away. Its arms and legs are long, bent, with black skin that hides in the night. I swallowed hard, my eyes stuck on the window. The trees seemed alive, their shadows creeping closer. The worst part, she whispered, her voice shaking, is its eyes. Dozens of them, like a spider's, glowing, looking for someone to grab. A shiver ran through me. The room felt cold, the quilt no shield against the fear in my chest. When it's hungry, she said, her voice barely audible, it sneaks to houses, checking windows for a way in. My breath stopped. I could almost see those eyes staring through the glass. If it finds an open window, she said, it slips inside, takes whoever's closest, and drags them to the woods. I shut my eyes tight, my heart thumping hard. For 7 years, it keeps them alive, she whispered, eating them slowly until it's time to hunt again. My hands gripped the quilt, sweat on my face. The silence screamed with terror. Don't be scared, she said, her voice shaky. Lock the windows and we're safe. Do the same at your mom's. She stood, her smile forced, and checked the window lock, her fingers pressing hard. Have you seen it? I asked, trembling. She froze, her face blank. Then she smiled, but it looked wrong. She kissed my forehead, her touch cold. Sleep tight, she whispered, closing the door. I didn't sleep, staring at the window, fearing those eyes. Nightmares came. I ran through woods, dragged by claws. Morning light calmed me, but the story stayed. Years later, cancer took Grandma. Grandpa turned quiet, grieving alone. We got through it, but her memory lingered. In high school, the terror returned. Home alone, I couldn't sleep. At 2:58 a.m., a tap hit my window. Grandma's story rushed back. A shape blocked the moonlight, its head twitching with eyelids, staring hungrily. A claw scraped the window open. I bolted, but the creature was inside, its eyes on me. I grabbed a bat, swung hard, and ran downstairs. Mom came home, but a claw snatched her, dragging her screaming to the woods. I chased, but fell, sobbing as her screams faded. Police didn't believe me. No proof, just my tears. They let me go. Now, a search party checks the woods. Dogs howl but find nothing. In my room, Silence crushes me. Dawn shows a handprint on my window. Too many fingers. A warning. Grandma's tale was real. The creature's mark stains my window. The woods hide it, but its glowing eyes watch. Counting days till it hunts again. I lock my doors, but it's coming for me.